Hello, Starshine. My name is Liz, and this is my channel, Simsational Stories. If you have not seen my videos before, and you enjoy this one, please like and subscribe, and maybe check out my other social media as well. I'm on both Facebook and Twitter. All relevant links are in the description below, and of course, if you're a Sims player and you'd like to download any of my characters, just search the hashtag Simsational Stories on the Sims 4 gallery. All original content is created by This Is Not Eric. Finally, before I begin my Simsational story, I'd like to issue this blanket content and trigger warning. The following story is just Sims, hey. I'm not going to apologise for treating them terribly, if that's what I've done. But I do want to assure you now that although I mean absolutely no harm, I completely understand if you feel unable to consume my content. Many loves, and we will catch each other on the internet elsewhere. Okay, so now we've gotten that over with. Let's go. Today's story is from The Babysitter Builds a Life, and we're at chapter 8. If you have not seen previous chapters and would like to catch up, there are playlists available on my channel so you can hear the entire story in chronological order. The rest of us are going to move on from where we left off last time though. So without further ado. Newlyweds Ashley Henry and Ali Henry Clements were still on their family honeymoon in Sulani, having only just gotten married the week before. They'd chosen to bring their children, Cleopatra and Christian, along with them, and the family of 4 were having the time of their lives surrounded by sun, sand and sea. They went entirely off-grid for the 2 weeks they were there. Ashley was an aspiring musician who had been working hard on the production of his first studio album with major record label Simsational Sounds, and he badly needed a break. Ali, who had even provided some backup vocals for her new husband's record, was more than happy to have him all to herself. It was only when they finally got back to civilization and home that they discovered what had been going on in their absence. Ashley Henry had been the first to turn his phone back on, and the stream of notifications was instant. His new album had been released the day after their wedding, except it wasn't what he'd thought. Immediately, Ashley Henry tried to ring his record label. Manager/producer Cliff Maloney wasn't answering the phone, but his assistant Thalia did, and she confirmed what Social Bunny had already told them. The record was released all right, but it wasn't Ashley Henry's name on the cover. It was Ali Henry Clements, or AHC, and Ashley was merely a background feature. Ali wasn't the backup singer. He was. Rushing into Cliff's office angrily did not help their cause. They were too late. Far, far too late. The album had been out since the morning after their marriage was announced, and the contracts they had all signed months before more than covered this possibility. Simsational Sounds had the rights to use their masters however they wanted. In fact, as Cliff Maloney rather kindly informed them, not only did Simsational Sounds have all the legal right in the world to have done what they had done, but both Ashley and Ali's contracts clearly stipulated that the couple had the obligation to perform their music at the label's discretion a bare minimum of 16 times in the next 3 years. They were also contractually obligated to release at least one more album together. At one point, Cliff began to lose his temper. They should be kissing his feet right now, because of the correct commercial decision he had made. The family now had hundreds of thousands of dollars coming their way. They'd be able to move their kids out of the ghetto and off to Del Sol Valley, where all the other celebrities lived. Ashley and Ali had thought at the time that he'd been exaggerating. Surely they could keep living their normal life. But Cliff was right. With the release of their album, they'd turned into overnight celebrities. A simple trip to the park became an impromptu family photo shoot with paparazzi before they knew it. And that was just the beginning. They were invited to awards shows now too. They hadn't been nominated for anything yet, but everyone assured them that it was only a matter of time. Cliff had Thalia doing all the behind-the-scenes work. They had their contractually obligated performances to come yet, and as soon as those started, the awards were sure to start too. Ashley and Ali weren't really sure how they felt about all these sudden developments. They had loved their simple family life and hadn't been prepared for any of this to happen. Of course, Ashley had sort of hoped to become successful and mildly famous one day, but not Ali. She'd always wanted to stay in the background. Well, Ali wasn't in the background now, that was for sure. Now that they were performing on stage together, she was the star act, and although she felt endlessly guilty for having stolen the spotlight away from her husband, she couldn't help but admit, at least to herself, that a part of her loved this. So much of her life in these last few years, Ali had spent in activewear, making spaghetti for her babies. She had chosen and loved that life, of course, but it was nice to be a person outside of all of that too, especially the big star. She finally knew what Ashley Henry had been chasing all these years. Ali had it wrong though, at least wrong about what Ashley Henry felt and had wanted. It wasn't about being the centre of attention for him. He couldn't care less about that. He just wanted to vibe. He hated how the record label had butchered his songs for a successful beat. And heck, Ali could have all the spotlight she liked. Ashley just wanted to play his own music the way he'd written it. That wasn't currently possible though. Cliff Maloney showed him the contract rather regularly. Every time Ashley looked like or said he was not up for performing. And the terms were clear. Ashley and Ali had inadvertently sold their souls, as far as the music biz went, and until their contract expired, they were practical slaves to Simsational sounds and Cliff Maloney. However, they were to be well-housed slaves, sick of listening to their tragic tales of being inundated by bunches of well-intended yet frustrating fans at their downtown San Mishono apartment. Cliff Maloney had taken yet another presumptive step of leasing them a property in Del Sol Valley. Once again, they felt like they had no choice in the matter. Cliff insisted. And that brings us to the end of Chapter 8 of The Babysitter Builds a Life. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can tune in soon to hear the next chapter. And hey, maybe think about sharing my channel with a friend. Or don't. It's your life. Anyway, bye.